Have drunk but 1 cup tonight, and that was craftily qualified too. And behold, what innovation it makes here. I am unfortunate in the infirmity, and dare not task my weakness with any more.
What man? 'Tis a night of revels. The gallants desire it.
Where are they?
Here at the door. I pray you call them in.
I'll do it, but it dislikes me.
If I can fasten but 1 cup upon him with that which he had drunk tonight already, he'll be as full of quarrel and offence as my young mistress's dog. Now my sick fool Rodrigo, whom love had turned the wrong side out, hath tonight to Desdemona caroused. Potations pottle deep, and he's to watch. 3 lads of Cyprus, noble swelling spirits that hold their honours in a very wary distance. The very elements of this warlike isle have I tonight flustered with flowing cups, and they watch too. Now, amongst this flock of drunkards, am I to put our Cassio in some action that may offend the isle? But here they come. If consequence do but approve my dream, my boat sails freely, both with wind and stream.
For good! Give me a rouse already!
A good faith? A little one. Not past a pint as I am a soldier.
Some wine, ho!
Some wine.
And let me the Canakian clink, clink.
And let me the Canakian clink, clink. A soldier's but a man,
a life's but a span.
Why then let a soldier drink some wine, boys? Oh, for God, an excellent song.
I learnt it in England, where indeed they're most potent in potting. Your Dane, your German, your swag, bellied Hollander, Drinko is nothing to your English.
Is your Englishman so expert in his drinking?
Why, he drinks you with facility. Your Dane dead drunk. He sweats not to overthrow your Almain. He'll give your Hollander a vomit, and the next pottle can be filled.
To the health of our general.
I am for it, Lieutenant, and I'll do you justice.
Oh, sweet England! King Stephen was a worthy peer.
His breeches cost him but a crown.
Held them 6pence all too dear.
With that he called the tailor loud.
He was a wight of high renown, and though thou art of low degree, 'tis pride that pulls the country down. Take thine old cloak about thee, some wine, boys.
Wine. Oh God, this is a more exquisite song than the other.
Hear it again.
Oh no, no. For I hold him to be unworthy of his place that does those things. Well, God's above all. There be souls must be saved, and there be souls must not be saved.
It's true,
Aye.
good Lieutenant.
Aye. No offence to the gentle, nor any man of quality. I hope to be saved.
So do I, Lieutenant.
What? Aye. Well, let's have no more of this. As to our affairs, forgive us our sins. Gentlemen, do not think that I am drunk. This is my ancient... This is my right hand, and this is my left. I can stand well enough, and I can speak well enough.
Excellent, well.
Very well then, you must not think that I'm drunk.
To the platform, masters. Come, let's set the watch.
You see this fellow that is gone before? He is a soldier fit to stand by Caesar and give direction. But do but see his vice. 'Tis to his virtue a just equinox, the one as long as the other. I do fear the trust Othello puts him in, for some odd time of his infirmity might shake this island.
But is he often thus?
'Tis evermore the prologue to his sleep. He'll watch the horologe a double set, if drink rock not his cradle.
Oh well, the general will put in mind of it. Perhaps he sees it not, and prizes the virtue that appears in Cassio, and looks not on his evils. Is not this true?
How now, Rodrigo? I pray you, after the to go.
And 'tis great pity that the noble Moor should hazard as a place, such as his own second, with one of an ingraft infirmity. If were an honest action to say, so to the Moor.
Not I, for this fair island. But I do love Cassio well, and would do much to cure him of this illness. But
Help! 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 You rascal!
What is the matter?
It is my duty! I'm beating you to a drinking bottle! Beat me! It's a break work!
I pray you, sir, hold your hand.
Go, sir, I'll knock you in the mezzo!
Come, you're drunk.
Drunk!
away, I say, go out and cry mutiny. Nay, Lieutenant, Montano, sir, gentlemen, yours are goodly what indeed? Montano, sir, gentlemen, who rings that dreadful bell?
What's the matter here?
Zounds, sir, I am hurt to death.
For your lives!
Hold, Lieutenant. Montano, sir, gentlemen, hold, Lieutenant, you will be shamed forever.
Why, how now, ho? From whence ariseth this? Are we turned Turks? And to ourselves do that which heaven hath forbid the Ottomites? My Christian shame put by this barbarous brawl. He that stirs next to carve for his own rage holds his soul light. He dies upon his motion. Silence that dreadful bell. It frights the owl from her propriety. What is the matter, masters? Honest Iago that looks dead with grieving. Speak, who began this?
I do not know. Friends, all but now, even now, in terms like bride and groom, divesting them for bed. And then suddenly, as if some planet had unwitted men, swords out and tilting at each other's breasts in opposition bloody. I cannot speak any beginnings to this peevish odds, and would inglorious had I lost it the legs that had brought me part of it.
How comes it, Michael, that you are thus forgot?
You say pardon me, I cannot speak.
Worthy Montano, you were wont to be civil. The gravity and stillness of your youth, the world hath noted. And your name is great in mouths of wiser censure. How comes it that you unlace your reputation thus, and spend your rich opinion for the name of a night brawler? Give me answer to it!
Worthy Othello, I am hurt to danger. Your officer Iago can inform you while I spare speech, but something now offends me. Of all that I do know, nor know I ought, by me that's said or done, miss this night, unless self-charity be sometimes a vice, and to defend ourselves, it be a sin, when violence assails us.
My blood begins my safer guides to rule, and passion, having my best judgment collied, essays to lead the way. If I once stir, or but lift this arm, the best of you shall sink in my rebuke. Give me to know how this foul rout began, who set it on, and he that is approved in this offense, though he twinned with me at birth, shall lose me. What, in a town of war, the people's hearts brimful of fear, to manage private and domestic quarrel, in night and on the court and guard of safety? 'Tis monstrous! Iago, who began it?
If partially affined, or leagued in office, thou dost deliver more or less than truth. Thou art no soldier.
Touch me not so near. I would rather have this tongue cut from my mouth than it should do offense to Michael Cassio. Yet I persuade myself speak truth. Shall nothing wrong him? Thus it is, General, Montano and myself being in speech, there comes a fellow in crying for help, and Cassio following him with a sword, determined to execute upon him. Sir, this fellow steps in to entreat Cassio his pause, lest by the clamour as it so fell out, the town might fall in fright. He, swift of foot, outran my purpose, for I returned the rather, for I heard the fall and clink of swords, and Cassio high in oath, and then with swords out and tilting at each other's breasts in the same position as you did when you did part them. Men are men. The best sometimes forget. Though Cassio did some little wrong to him, yet men in rage strike those that wish them best. And Cassio by some strange infirmity, which patience could not pass.
I know, Iago, thy honesty and love doth mince this matter, making it light to Cassio. Cassio, I love thee, but never more be officer of mine. Look, if my gentle love be not raised up, I'll make thee an example.
What is the matter?
All's well now, sweeting. Come away to bed. And sir, for your hurts, myself will be your surgeon. Lead him off. Soldier's life, to have their balmy slumbers waked with strife.
What are you hurt, Lieutenant?
I saw surgery.
Marry heaven forbid.
Reputation! Reputation. Oh, I have lost the immortal part of myself, and what remains is bestial. My reputation, Iago. Reputation.
As I am an honest man, I thought you had received some bodily wound. There is more sense in that than in reputation. Reputation is an idle and most false imposition, oft got without merit and lost without deserving. You have lost no reputation at all unless you repute yourself such a loser. What man? There are ways to recover the general again. You are now but cast in his mood, a punishment more in policy than in malice, even so as one would beat his fenceless dog to a frightened impervious lion. Sue to him again, and he is yours.
Sue to him to be despised than to deceive. So good a commander, with so slight, so drunken, and so indiscreet an officer. Drunk, and speak parrot, squabble, swagger, swear, and discourse, fustianeth one's own shadow. O thy invisible spirit of wine, thou hast no name to be known by, let us call thee devil!
What was he that followed with your sword? What hath he done to you?
No, not.
Is it possible?
I remember a mass of things, but nothing distinctly, a quarrel, but nothing wherefore. Oh God. That men should put an enemy in their mouths to steal away their brains, that we should with joy, pleasant revel and applause, transform ourselves into beasts.
Why, you are well enough now. How came you thus recovered?
Devil drugless had given place to the devil wrath. One and perfectness shows me another to frankly despise myself.
Come. You are too severe, moraler. As the time, the position, and the disposition of this country stands, I could heartily have wished this is not befallen. But since it is as it is, mend it.
I will ask him for my place again, and he shall tell me I am a drunkard. And I, as many mouths as Hydra, such an answer would stop them all. To be now a sensible man, and by a fool, and presently a beast. How strange.
Good wine is a good familiar creature, if it be well used. And Lieutenant, I think you think I love you.
I have well approved it, so I drunk.
Or any man living may be drunk. At a time, man. I'll tell you what you shall do. Our general's wife is now the general may say so in that respect, for he hath given himself up to devotion. And mark the contemplation of her parts and graces. Go to her, importune her to repair this suit. She's of so free, so kind, so blessed a disposition, she considers it a vice in her goodness not to do more than she's requested. This broken joint between you and her husband, entreat to her to splinter, and my fortunes against any lay worth naming, this crack of your love shall grow stronger than it was before.
Advise me well.
I protest, in the sincerity of love and honest kindness.
I think it freely. And betimes in the morning I will beseech the virtuous Desdemona to undertake for me. I am desperate of my fortunes, if they check me here.
Well, good night, Lieutenant. I must to the watch.
Night, honest Iago.
Who's he that says that I play the villain, when this advice I give is free and honest, probable to thinking, and indeed the course to win the more again? For 'tis most easy the inclining Desdemona to subdue in any honest suit. She's framed as fruitful as the free elements, and were it for her to win the more, were it to renounce his baptism, all seals and symbols of redeemed sin, his soul is so enfettered to her love that she may make, unmake, do what she list, even as her appetite shall play the god to his weak function. How am I then a villain to counsel Cassio to this parallel course directly to his good? Divinity of hell. When devils will the blackest sins put on, they do at first suggest with heavenly shows, as I do now. For whilst this honest fool plies Desdemona to repair his fortune, and she pleads for him strongly to the more, I shall pour this pestilence into his ear that she repeals him for her body's lust, and by how much she strives to do him good, she shall undo her credit with the more. So will I turn her virtue into pitch, and out of her own goodness make the net that shall enmesh them all. How now, Rodrigo?
I do follow here in the chase, not like a hound that hunts, but one that fills up the cry. My money is almost spent, and I have been tonight exceedingly well cudgeled, and I think this will be. I shall have so much experience for my pains, and so, with no money at all, and a little more wit, return again to Venice.
How poor are they that have no patience! What wound did ever heal but by degrees? Thou knowest we work by wit and not by witchcraft, and wit depends on dilatory time. Has not worked. Cassio had beaten thee, and thou, by that small hurt, hast cashiered Cassio. Though other fruits grow ripe against the sun, yet fruits that blossom first will first be ripe. Oh, by the mass, 'tis morning. Patience and action make the hours seem short. Retire thee, go where thou art billeted. Nay, get thee gone, thou shalt hear more hereafter. Content thyself a while, get thee gone. Two things are to be done. My wife to move to her mistress for Cassio's suit. I'll set her on. Myself the while to draw the more apart and bring him jump when he will find Cassio soliciting his wife. Aye, that's the way. Dull not device by coldness and delay.
Masters, play here. I will content your pains, something that's brief, and bid good morrow gentle.
Why, masters, have your instruments been in Naples, that they speak in the nose thus?
How, sir? How?
Is this, I pray you, a wind instrument?
Aye, marry, is it, sir?
Oh, thereby hangs a tale.
Whereby hangs the tale, sir?
Marry, sir, by many a wind instrument that I know. But masters, here's money for you, and the general so likes your music that he desires you, for love's sake, to make no more noise with it.
Well, sir, we will not.
If you have any music that may not be heard, do it again. But, as they say to your music, the general does not greatly care.
We have none such, sir.
Then put up your pipes in your bag, for I'll away. Go, vanish into air, away!
Thou hear, my honest friend?
No, I hear not your honest friend, I hear you.
Prithee, keep up thy quillets. There's a poor piece of gold for thee. If the gentlewoman that attends the general's wife be stirring, tell her there's one Cassio, and treat her a little favour of speech. Wilt thou do this?
She is stirring, sir. If she will stir hither, I shall seem to notify unto her.
Do, good my friend. What are you? in happy time, Iago.
You have not been abed, then?
Why, no, the day had broke before we parted. I have made bold, Iago, to send into your wife. My suit to her is that she wills a virtuous Desdemona procure me some access.
I'll send her to you presently, and I'll devise a means to draw the more out of the way, that your converse and business may be more free.
I humbly thank you for it. I never knew a Florentine so kind and honest.
Good morrow, good lieutenant. I am sorry for your displeasure, but all will sure be well. The gentleman and his wife are talking of it, and she speaks for you stoutly. The more replies that he you heard is of great fame in Cyprus, and great affinity, and that in wholesome wisdom he might not but refuse you. But he protests he loves you, and needs no other suitor but his likings, to take the safest occasion by the front, to bring you in again.
I do beseech you, if you think it fit or that it may be done, give me the brief advantage of some brief discourse with Desdemona alone.
Pray you, come in. I will bestow you where you shall have time to speak your bosom freely.
I'm much bound to you.